Welcome back to the Perks Recap Podcast. We are back again with Al. As always, it is time to review what happened in week 2. Al, you ready for this?
Darn right. Quite a week. Lots to talk about.
You are not kidding. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's
There is a lot. Okay, if you're ready, we can just jump right into this.
do it, my man.
Okay, everybody's flavor of the week keeps getting stronger because Green Bay dismantled the Commanders in a lot of ways. Game, there was never, I tell you this sometimes, that there's never any point of a game where I think that another team's going to win. I never had any inkling during that game that Washington was going to win that game.
No, I a lot of times I disagree with you, and you say that. Not this time. Even when they scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter to make it 17-10 on the Zach Ertz touchdown pass,
Yeah.
I still didn't think they were going to win.
Yeah, Green Bay looks good. I will say that. I mean, everybody's on them now, and I've seen them now as the best team in the entire NFL. See people ranking them as, and I don't know if I'll go that far yet, but they are definitely going to be formidable. And if they have the kind of year that it's shaping up to be, they're going to be a hard out come playoff time.
Yeah, they look really good. I there's no way I would put them number one in the NFL right now. There's just no way. There's too many good teams in the AFC, first of all, that they're overlooking when they do that. If you even want to put them over the Eagles, which I would understand the way the Eagles are playing. But um but no way I would put them number one overall yet. But I do understand the love.
Right, right. I'm right there with you on the same wavelength. Exactly. I understand where they're coming from. I'm not quite there yet, but as time goes on, if they keep going, I could get there. Sure,
Right there with you. Right there with you. Absolutely. Yeah, they're
but
impressive, man, and their defense is legit, and their offense. We knew that. I mean, I think we knew their offense was going to be good coming in. I didn't know how good their defense was going to look this early, and it's looked very good.
yep, yep. Okay, so we all got that one right. Um, yep, all three of us had Green Bay. As always, we go over who got everything right, who got everything wrong, and we have our third man, our silent partner here, Joe, has
Yes.
been giving us his picks every week, and we're counting them with ours as we go along. So let's move on if you're ready to, or well, actually, no. I want to. I'm sorry, my bad. Here, if you want to talk anything more about this game, are you good with this game, or you want to go
Well,
over some
just to
more?
cut. Yeah, I guess before we move on, we should talk about two things, especially injuries. Austin Eckler, and this could be it for Eck. Unfortunately, he went down with an Achilles injury, and he is out for the year. He's in his early 30s now, which is he was already old for a running back, and he was still a very good player, but not in his declining years for sure. And hopefully this isn't it, but there's a very good chance it is. Very sad. And Jaden Daniels went out with a knee injury, and he is iffy for this game, the week 3 game. He is going to attempt to practice Friday. That's the latest update I could find.
Right, right. Yeah, I hope. I mean, geez, I hope he doesn't get hurt. That'd be one thing. Even though it's not our team, I definitely don't want to see him go down.
No doubt. No doubt. I hate injuries, period. I don't care if it's anybody else in the NFC East or any team in the NFL. I root for everybody to stay healthy. And I mean, everything sounds like he's not going to play, honestly. There's a lot of talk of Mariota, but we'll see. You never know. He might be able to suck it up and do it. And hopefully it's not something that lingers and causes him issues if he does play.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find those box scores that I reference every week.
Oh, I got you, man. Yeah, the standout stats in this one are, I mean, Jordan Love, man, 292 and 2 touchdowns. I think he had some rushing yards too. Let me find that real quick. Um, but, where's his darn rushing yards? Oh no, I guess he didn't have anything too spectacular. Just 3 for 12. Tucker Kraft. It was the Tucker Kraft Bowl. If you had Tucker Kraft on your fantasy team this year, you were ecstatic. 6 catches for 124 yards and a touchdown. Nobody else had more than 44 yards of that 292 that Jordan Love put up. Wow. Wow. And Josh Jacobs just continues to be he only had 3.7 yards a carry, but it was that kind of game. It's all right. It's going to happen to good running backs here and there. And he's just a workhorse.
Yep, yep. Okay, yeah. I think I finally got it. Yeah, okay. Nah, not the same ones. Why can't I find them same ones? This is annoying because now once again I'm not getting the right stuff that I wanted. Anyway, I don't enough of that. Enough of that.
Yeah.
Let's move on if you're ready to move on.
Absolutely. Oh, just last thing is Zach Ertz continues to defy father time. He led the Commanders in receiving yards. He was second in catches to Debo, but he had 20 more yards than Debo. 6 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. The Eagles gave up on him 5 years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's still better than Dallas Goedert,
Which
arguably.
is which is crazy.
And he's been more healthy the last 2 years, which is even crazier.
Yeah.
Goddard's already missed the first game and a half. He missed. He got knocked out of the first game and missed all of the second game. So anyway, my own little pet project there. But yeah, Packers awesome. We can move on.
All right. I have the next game. Well, I mean, it's all the 1 o'clock games. I have Buffalo and the Jets up next. 30-10. Buffalo wins. We all predicted it. We all predicted the Jets to do a little bit more on offense.
Yeah,
They look like complete garbage, and the
total mess.
Bills. The Bills are they're the Bills. They're gonna be really really good.
This was the James Cook game. Josh Allen, who looked like the MVP after week one, his stats took a hit this week because they didn't need his stats. He did what he had to do. But James Cook, there was a joystick jump hop from James Cook, a wonderful run that I'm sure you saw the highlight of. That was
Absolutely.
just impressive, man. He's a heck of a player. 21 carries for a buck 32 and 2 touchdowns, man. What a beast. What a beast.
Yep. Um, yeah, pedestrian game for Allen, and therefore because of that, none of the Buffalo receivers did anything either. Um, yeah, it looks like Fields is another victim. There's a few quarterback victims this week.
Yep.
It looks like Tyrod Taylor is going to play next week, right?
Yeah, he got knocked out with a concussion. I think it was in the third quarter, I believe, and missed most of the second half, if I got it right. He didn't have a good game in the process. I mean, he was 3 for 11 for 27 yards when he got knocked out. Did run 5 times for 49 yards, but my love for Justin Fields is very difficult because he is so up and down. um,
Yeah.
but the concussion, it sounds like they're prepping Tyrod to start, but hoping that he can pass the protocols. But any more passing the protocols in 1 week is rare. So I'm expecting Tyrod Taylor to start this week. We'll see.
And if they win, there's going to be a QB controversy.
I don't think so.
You don't think there will be a controversy? Or you don't think they'll win?
I don't think there'll be a controversy. Tyrod Taylor is 35 years old and a career backup. Justin Fields still has hope, and they paid him.
Right, right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No, if
Uh,
Justin Fields puts up a few, because he played great in week one, outstanding in week one. So if he puts up, let's say, two more games like he played this one, then we can talk in my mind. But I'd be very surprised if the controversy starts that early.
okay. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Right on.
Makes sense. Let me see here. Okay. Next game to go over. Wow. Detroit put a whipping, a 50 burger up on the Bears, 52-21. Um,
Woo.
we all got this one right as well. We all had Detroit kind of bouncing back, making a statement here. Don't count us out. One bad game does not a season make.
Yeah.
And we both kind of were under the same assumption that they would get right eventually. Like this, it might take them some time. Well, it took them 1 week.
Yeah, yeah. Give it up for the new offensive coordinator. He did not mess around. He had one bad week and then right on track. I mean, as good as anything they did last year. You can't. It's hard to top at 52 points. So what else is he supposed to show us? And And everybody expected the Bears to have a pretty, not a top five D, but a decent D, not a league bottom D. So this is quite a performance. Jared Goff continues to just be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, despite all my early thoughts about him in his first couple of years. He just keeps being awesome.
Five touchdowns.
Yeah, 334 yards, 23 of 28. He was accurate. He had good yards per completion, and he threw 5 touchdowns and no picks. You can't ask any more of a quarterback. That's about as good as a game as you're ever going to see.
Yep, and Gibbs was averaging almost 8 yards a carry.
Yeah. Montgomery was the slacker averaging 5.2. And
How
Amon-Ra
about
St. Brown, holy crap. 9
yeah?
catches for a buck 15 and 3 touchdowns.
And Jamison Williams with just 2 catches, but he averaged 54 yards a catch.
A very Jamison Williams kind of game. He is a big boomer bust kind of guy, and he tends to boom a lot. And when he does, it's this kind of crazy thing, man. That's great. That's great. They just have weapons out the freaking wazoo, man. They're if this is a real sign of where they're at, watch out because they are still one of the top teams in the NFC. And let's see where they stand against the Packers when they play again later in the year.
Yep. Okay. On the other side, though, what's going on with the Bears? I had higher hopes.
Me too. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Caleb Williams played okay. He had a big turnover, but he played okay. Other than that, nothing. Nothing like uh, Jared Goff. But he played okay. But man, it is. I don't know. 0-2 is not where I expected them to be, but they did. I don't know. Detroit's a tough draw on the road, so I didn't expect them to win this game, but I didn't expect them to look like absolute dreck either.
Yeah, Roma Dunze did have a good day, though. 128 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. He's the real deal. He's the real deal, and they have great receivers. Between him and DJ Moore, I'm not sure what Luther Burden is yet. He'll be coming along slowly. We'll find out throughout the course of the year, but I don't know, man. Just a terrible start for them. Let's see if they can pull it together. I mean, I believe more in this coach than I did the guy they had the last couple years. So let's see if he can right the ship.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Let's see here. Oh, Baltimore 41-17 over Cleveland in the least surprising blowout of the year.
100%.
I mean, what else? I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here. This went about as according to script as you can go.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think we all had big scores. I forget your guys, but I had 35-13, and I know you guys were in this roughly the same ballpark, and we all undershot Baltimore's score. I don't think anybody had them scoring 41, did they?
No, I had 31. Joe had 37. Joe had 37-17. Actually, he was 37-17. He had.
Nice. He was
So he
only
was 4
four.
points away.
Yeah, man. Nice. Nice. Yeah. The only good news in this entire thing, and the only thing I even care to say about the Browns, is they got Quinshawn Judkins signed, and he put up 6.1 yards a carry, 10 for 61. So it looks like they might have gotten a running back.
Right. Yep.
His
I mean,
charges were dropped. That whole story about this thing dragging on all year and how he might miss the whole year, greatly exaggerated. The charges were dropped. He is free to play football.
yep.
Yeah, fascinating tale, long winding road to get him on the field, but they got him there. He started and he played well.
Yeah. One thing though, Derrick Henry, 11 carries for 23 yards.
We're really weird. Really weird. Well, but look at the stats for this game. Even Lamar Jackson had a very good game with the touchdowns, but the yardage does not look like they scored 41 points. I didn't see much of this game because there were too many other close games to watch. So I was looking at the scoring recap, and they had, I think it was at least one defensive touchdown. Let me find that again here. I know they had at least one. I'm just trying to remember if it was more than that.
He only had one interception.
Roquan Smith returned a fumble for 63-yard touchdown. So that was one of their touchdowns. And then 4 passing touchdowns and 2 field goals. That's how they got the 41.
Right, but they were spread out. I mean, I don't even know who that Devontae Walker. Oh, Devontae Walker, yeah. He had two of the touchdowns, but only had 26 yards receiving.
Look at the total yards.
Yeah, not a ton.
Baltimore had 242 total. If you told me they had 242 yards, I would have said they scored somewhere in the 20s at best. Um, but that's how much their defense, their defense came up at the right times. I think what did Flacco had a couple picks, if I remember right. I got to find it real quick. I think he had two picks. I want to say I hope I'm not making
He
that
had
up.
one. He had
One.
one pick.
Okay. Okay. And his return to Baltimore, underwhelming, of course, not a surprise because they're totally outclassed as a team. The other big news, I guess, for the Browns, if you want to find a silver lining, is their third round pick, Dylan Gabriel, came in garbage time and threw a touchdown pass.
Right. Yes, he did. So maybe they'll. I mean, they're already 0-2. They're not gonna. They know they got to know they're not going anywhere. At this point, I mean, the only thing to hold them back from making that change is just to give the kid more time to learn
Yeah.
before they put him in. And there's something to that. Of course, I'm an advocate of that.
Yep.
But
And I get it.
I get it. But I think as soon as he's even close to being ready, he should just go in.
Yeah, I agree. This year has to be about finding out for the Browns whether Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders can play football.
Right, right, right. Although I'm not sure. I mean, I think it should be about Gabriel this year, and maybe Shador is the one who sits all year, and we'll see what he's got next year.
I don't think he can go into next year. I mean, listen, if Gabriel shows something, Shador's not going to see the field. But if Gabriel goes in and craps the bed, you got to find out about Shador because you're not going to, you got to, excuse me, you can't go into next year's draft not taking a quarterback because you think you might have something in a fifth round quarterback.
Right, that's true. That's true. All right.
Mm.
Well,
Hey, real quick, sorry, Craig. I almost forgot. Did you see the story that came out? And this is fascinating. And there's a lot of crap flying around about Shador. I think some of it earned, some of it not. A lot of it not. I think a lot more of it not during the draft. But one thing came out that feeds itself to the side of the Shador was a bit of a problem. You see that story come out that he turned down being drafted by the Ravens?
he did.
They called him and told him they wanted to pick him in the fifth round, 3 picks before the draft, and he told him not to bother. He didn't want to be behind Lamar Jackson on the depth chart.
Can you imagine if they were going to get him in the fifth, and then he says no, and then nobody takes him, and he goes undrafted?
That would have been a riot. Yeah. So I now, I'm assuming that story's true, but it was on CBS Sports by a credible, guy. So let's assume it's true for the sake of discussion. Craziness. I mean, that's bonkers. After you've sat there undrafted for 4.5 rounds at that point, man, that's
Yeah, at
wild to
that
me.
point, whoever wants to take you should be, eternally grateful.
Totally. And Lamar's been banged up during the course of his career here and there, and you get a chance to play quarterback for a couple games a year, maybe during with one of the best teams in football. That's not the worst situation in the world to me.
Definitely not. No, no way.
So I didn't know if you had seen that. I had to bring it up because I thought it was fascinating.
I totally agree with you.
Right on.
All right. Well, let's move on. So far, we have, as a group, all three of us have not gotten a game wrong, and we got another game right. But boy, you said it might be the game of the year. It might
Woo!
have been more exciting than the Buffalo Baltimore game. But I said when you brought that up that the Buffalo Baltimore game means more, though.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But just point for point, play for play, I think this one won. I mean, it was close. They were both awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's you can flip a coin.
These two teams, we're talking about the Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys win 40-37 in overtime. They scored 41 points in the fourth quarter.
Incredible. Incredible. You talked a lot leading up to the season about taking any Giants game in the under in the first half. If you looked at this final score and found out that you were still right, because I looked it up and you were right by half a point. The over under was 23 and a half, and they scored 23. Uh, but the final score was 40-37, and they hit an first half under. I would have thought that was crazy. but it happened. And yeah, man, 41 points in the fourth quarter, man. It was electric. Electric.
Yeah, basically for the Giants to win is the the script that I laid out in terms of first half, their defense was solid, not great but solid, and
Yeah,
then the second half they were going to give up a lot of leads, and they couldn't really stop. I mean, not that Dallas did a good job stopping them, but they couldn't stop Dallas either. Almost the entire second half, and definitely in the fourth quarter, nobody was stopping anybody.
absolutely incredible, man. I mean, the Giants couldn't do much more than hold. I mean, the Cowboys' offense looks really good this year, and they held them to 10 points in the first half. I mean, what else do you want? But holy mackerel, you can't give up 27 in the second half. I mean, just incredible, man. Back and forth. Russell Wilson was unbelievable.
Russell Wilson threw for his career high in yardage.
30 of 41 for 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 1 pick, but man, what a game. Ran for 23 yards. Malik Neighbors, 9 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. Wandale Robinson has been unleashed with Russell so far. He is averaging almost twice the amount of yards per catch that he did last year when he almost set a NFL all-time low for average yards per catch. He had 17.8 yards a catch, 8 for 142 and a touch in this game. Unbelievable. And then you go over to the Cowboys and you have more unbelievable numbers if you want to take them.
Yeah, I mean, you got Dak Prescott threw the ball 52 times, which usually is a recipe for a loss, but he had 361 yards, 2 touches. He did have 1 pick. Javante Williams, I don't know what is going on.
I'm blown away.
He looks really good for some reason. 97 yards, a touchdown on his 18 carries, averaging 5.4 yards a carry.
Unbelievable.
And of course, CD Lamb does what CD Lamb pretty much does: 9 catches, 112 yards. He didn't get in the end zone this time, but he's going to get. He had 11 targets and caught 9 of them.
Yeah.
Ferguson had 9 catches,
He was huge.
and I don't think there is absolutely no debate. Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker in the league,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's not close.
Yeah, it's funny because I agree with that. And I just saw that Cameron Dicker just set the all time, he's now the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL with over 100 kicks. And I would still
Wow.
take Brandon Aubrey.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you get the ball on the 30 or 35-yard line, you need like 15 yards, and he's in range.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, I think I sent you that thing there where like Brandon Aubrey has 2 kicks made of 64 yards or more, and the entire rest of the history of the NFL also has 2 kicks made of 64 or more. There's only been 4 kicks ever over 64 yards made, and Brandon Aubrey's got 2 of them.
It's incredible. And the thing with Aubrey is you'd be more surprised if he missed it than he makes it.
Yeah, I don't like the kick to go to overtime was 64 yards no 60. What was it? 67 yards, whatever it was. I think it
I'll,
was 64.
yeah, I think you're right. I'll find it.
Um, and they bring him on the field, and I'm pretty confident.
Yeah. It was 64. You're right. And it
Yeah,
wasn't close.
it would have been good from 70.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to make a 70-yarder at some point when
He
the
hit the
time's
he
right.
hit he hit the back. He hit the net,
Yeah.
so it didn't just squeak over. He hit the back.
Yeah. And it didn't just miss the one of the side posts or anything. It was a no doubter. No doubter.
Yeah, they brought him on. I was like, this game's probably going to overtime.
And
Um,
this was almost a tie. Like this
it was
almost
almost the time.
Yeah, this went back and forth in overtime, a couple times. And finally ended with an Aubrey from 46 yards. I mean, I would have been walking out of the stadium before he even lined up. I mean, there's no way he's going to miss that.
Yeah, that's a chip shot.
Yeah,
chip,
man.
chip shot at this point.
I'd be getting a jump on the parking because I knew he was going to make it.
um, I do like the fact some things about the Giants. I do like the fact that Cam Scadaboo had the 11 carries. I think he should be the starter over Tracy. I think he's better.
I think he might be now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think you're, and I agree with you. And I think he might be now.
I mean, he had 11 carries. Tracy had five. He had 45 yards. Um, Still, the Giants as a team only rushed for 84 yards.
Yes, but it was a shootout. So it's
Yeah, yeah.
it was a tough game to judge that on. But I tell you what, if you had told me they were capable of putting 37 points up over the next 3 games, I might have taken the under.
Yeah, they really exploded. I mean, Malik Neighbors is just stupid good.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
And
he is so good.
And Wan'Dale Robinson's a good player. I gave him a lot of crap last year, but it was because of the circumstance. He's been I don't think he's Malik Neighbors level good, but he's a good player. He's a nice number two, and he's been Russell's good enough still to make him the good player he should have been instead of the below average player that he had become.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, Malik Neighbors is elite. 167 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Man,
Um, yeah, just a great day for them offensively. So, I mean, obviously, I'm happy to escape the win. Obviously, I'm very concerned about this sieve of a defense. They signed Jadavion Clowney. I don't know if you
I
saw
saw that.
that.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see if he can get on the field this week or if he makes any kind of an impact or whatever. But without Bland, it is clear that Diggs came back way too early. He was proud of himself for getting back on the field for week one, but he's a number two corner now, I think. And without Bland out there, he had to be the number one. And he could not keep up with Neighbors. His knee is still not 100% healed. I gotta believe that. Everybody takes a year, and he's still not at a year yet since the surgery.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. We'll see. He's got to get right. I think it'll be one of those deals where he'll get better as the season goes on, stronger. And we need Bland back. We need Deron Bland back because our secondary is just terrible. So we'll have to see how that goes. So that's a big concern for me. For the Giants, I will say this: I am intrigued now to where what they can do offensively against these other teams. Let's see if this was just a mirage or if they've got something now. They found something,
I'm with you.
and
Ooh, I was just gonna sorry. I'm just gonna say I agree 100%. I don't know what they are after this game.
right. But before I thought they were trash, and now I'm not sure.
That's it. My thoughts exactly.
Right. And last thing is that game, I think, puts Jackson Dart firmly as the number two with no chance of starting anytime soon. But they do have these packages. He got on the field in this game. He didn't do anything. He literally handed the ball off both times, but he got on the field for 2 plays. And they
And then
said the
he
reason
was three because then he fell down trying to run himself on the third play. He fell down for a 3 yard loss.
that's right, that's right, that's right.
And it was the
Um,
weirdest damn timing to put him out there right in the middle of a close game. I mean, it was in the late third or early fourth quarter.
yeah, just randomly they put him in and they run the ball, and then he comes
Very,
out.
very strange timing, man. It didn't end up hurting him, but it was weird the way they used him. Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
right. They do
Dable.
have these packages. Yep.
Yeah, Dable said they've got packages for him, and they also just like to get him out there to see some 11-on-11 football because all the practices are 7-on-7.
Yeah, which makes sense. I just thought the timing of it was odd.
Right.
Um,
Last thing, the only thing that killed them was the turnovers. I mean, Russell Wilson's interception at the end. I don't know what he was doing. That was a really bad, either a badly thrown ball or a miscommunication or something. But Wilson was waiting on that. Donovan Wilson for the Cowboys, that last pick there.
yeah,
I don't know what he was doing,
it was
but
so bad. Like you said, it might have been a miscommunication. It was hard to tell on the replay, but yeah, it was. It marred what was an incredible game.
or just one too many bombs. I mean, because it was bombs away all day with him.
He was dropping teardrops. I mean, he threw some of the prettiest balls I've ever seen in the same game. I mean, there was one to Wandale and one to the stud neighbors that were two of the prettiest passes you'll ever see.
Yep, and then the backwards pass also killed them. Backwards pass
Yes.
fumble situation, whatever that was.
Yep.
And the last thing that killed them, dear Lord, I said last week Dallas had a legitimate chance to beat the Eagles, and the Giants should. And I said Dallas, in some ways should have won that game. In a lot of ways, the Giants should have won this game because they shot themselves in the foot.
Unbelievable. I know where you're going.
14 penalties for 160 yards. In the
Insane. And
first in the first drive, they had one guy had four penalties on one drive.
I was just going to bring that up. And I mean, Dabo wanted to yank him after the third one, and he got talked out of it, and then he got another penalty right away.
Yeah, yeah,
James James Hudson is his name.
yeah. I don't think he's going to be on the team anymore.
I
He
mean,
might get
I haven't heard about
cut.
him getting cut yet, but man, it's astonishing. I mean, that's crazy. And this
I
wasn't
mean,
the first game where he's had penalty issues. He's had them for a while.
there was one play where the Giants literally had four penalties in one play.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it was mind-boggling that they were doing that and still leading most of the game. Like without him, they should have won without these penalties. But that's football, like I always say. They committed them. They deserve to
Yeah.
lose. You know.
Well, I mean, Dallas had 12 for 106, so they were
Oh,
not
I
much
didn't
better.
realize that because at one point Giants had way more than Dallas. I didn't know Dallas had caught up that much. Wow.
12 for 106.
Well,
Well,
that
the
explains.
first one there, by the way, the offsetting penalties, I guess I knew this, but I kind of forgot. The offsetting penalties, if you commit one penalty and the other team commits two, it doesn't matter. It's still offsetting penalties.
Yes, it's a strange rule. It also, like, if one team commits a 15-yard penalty and the other commits a 5, it's offsetting. It's a little weird to me. But
Yeah,
that it is.
The CD Lamb first down catch where he was taunting. The Giants had two penalties on that play, and we had the taunting one, and they offset.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, and it's always been a strange rule to me. I've never really fully understood that rule, but it is what it is, and yeah, you'd think also if it was 1 for 1 and there was a 15 yarder and a 15 yarder and a 5 yarder, the team that had the 5 yarder would get 10 yards out of it, but that's not how they do
No,
it.
so I'll take the win. Obviously, we are now I think 16-1 against them. Last 17 games.
Wow,
Dak has never lost to them. I don't think, or since his rookie year, he hasn't lost to them. Something like that. And also a strange stat, and I think I sent this to you too. Real quick, last thing is the Cowboys and Giants playing at 1 o'clock in Dallas has not happened since like 2004.
oh, that's weird.
They've always played at 4 o'clock or the primetime game. And even in New York, it hasn't happened since 2004, except two times. I think it was 2016 and 2018, somewhere around that range. At the Meadowlands, they played at 1 o'clock, but both games were originally the Sunday night game and were flexed out. They were late in the year.
That's wild.
So the schedule would have had them not playing any 1 o'clock games in this series in almost 20 years.
That's
In almost
crazy.
20, in almost because I think it was actually '06, not '04, but somewhere in that range.
That's freaking wild, man. I didn't. I don't. If you sent that one, I missed it, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that's an East Coast thing that you would think at some point you're going to get a 1 o'clock game, and no.
Yeah, and they play every year. I mean, I mean, it could have happened every year in that time. That's wild.
Okay, ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Okay, next game I got here is oh man, this this hurts me fantasy wise. This hurts me football wise. Bengals 31, Jacksonville 27. I actually
Oh,
picked Jacksonville and thought I was going to win this one. And then Cincinnati pulled it off. So I was wrong. You and Joe both picked Cincinnati in tight games. And you were right. You guys were right on the tight games. We all had them really close. But That's not the story. Joe Burrow, toe injury, turf toe, needs surgery, and is out 3 months. That was my MVP pick.
Man, that's just tough. I mean, it stinks because he's such a fun player to watch. He's so good, and yeah, it's just terrible news for every fan of football, and certainly for the Bengals.
Yeah, we'll see what Jake Browning can do moving forward. But man, I mean, that's just a killer. It, I mean, Jake Browning did throw the ball 32 times, had 2 TDs. He threw 3 picks as well, but he did orchestrate, the win. And Jamar Chase didn't suffer from it because he had 165 yards and a touchdown on 14 catches.
Yeah, he was every bit of Jamar Chase. The thing about Browning, man, is he played a, about half the season in 2023, and he put up a quarterback rating of 98.4.
Right. So hopefully they won't be completely dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean, certainly he's no freaking Burrow, but there was a lot of like will the Bengals trade for a quarterback? Well, first of all, who are you gonna get? I mean, the best, I guess, if you want to think about Kirk Cousins, but I might rather have Jake Browning at this point. So I think I probably would.
I I heard a rumor they might be contacting the Giants for Jameis Winston.
Which if listen, as fun as Jameis Winston is, I heard that too. That's crazy. If you want, if you think Jake Browning's 3 interceptions are bad, watch when Jameis does 3 every week for you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love him. He's fun, but he's a maniac.
He is definitely a maniac with the ball in his hand. Um, but I don't. You know what though? I don't think Chase's numbers or T Higgins' numbers will go down with him.
No, no, no. Browning is a functional NFL quarterback, and more than that, actually. I mean, was pretty darn good. He almost led him to the if playoffs, or did. I think they just missed because they had one of those slow starts. But let me pull it up here real quick. I meant to do this ahead of time because I knew we'd get to him eventually. Um, so yeah, in 2023, he led him to a 4-3 record in 7 starts. He had a 70% completion percentage through 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 7.66 yards per attempt. I mean, like a quarterback rating of 98.4, QBR of 60.1 if you prefer that stat, which is I don't. But what more do you want out of a backup quarterback? I mean, you're not getting more than that out of Jameis Winston for sure. I doubt you get more than that out of Kirk Cousins at this point.
I agree. I agree. Um, on the other side, Lawrence was okay. I mean, he threw 2 picks, but he had 3 touchdowns, 271 yards. Solid. ETN was solid, averaging over 5 yards a carry, 71 yards on the ground. Um, they, for some reason, Brian Thomas has not been able to get going really at all.
Yeah, I'm
And
surprised about that. Yeah.
last year he was the man.
Yep. Different scheme, different coach, and sometimes that makes a difference at first. And I'm sure he's so good he'll break out eventually here. But yeah, I don't know. But I will say this, man: Jacksonville looks like a much better team this year. Much better team, despite this
Yeah,
loss.
Duval.
Oh man, I almost spit out my drink, man. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, good old Duval looks like he's making an impact down there.
Yeah, Travis Hunter got a couple passes, got a couple more receptions. Let's see, and then he had a couple tackles on defense as well. Just going through some of the stuff here, and the last thing I'm going to look at here are some penalties, and they were not really all that significant, so I'm not even going to mention it. But yeah, so the Bengals, we'll see what Browning can do if he can keep them afloat. And it's a long time though. The book's going to be out on him for sure eventually, and we'll see if he can make adjustments to the adjustments that are definitely coming.
No doubt, no doubt. It's going to be fascinating to see. The Bengals have a good team, but not. I mean, they're defensively challenged anyway. So a lot of the hopes of any of us that put them in the playoffs was because of how good Joe Burrow is, And I don't know that even though I like Browning as a backup, I don't know that he's good enough to carry them to go through the playoffs through a full season, man. Um, so we'll see. The other thing I want to say real quick before we move on from this one, the Travis Hunter two-way thing is for real. He played 6 snaps in week 1. Who cares? Ho hum. That's been done a million times in the last 20 years. Not really, but it's been done a handful of times for sure, and it's nothing to talk about really. He played 39 snaps in week 2. It's real.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
You're talking on defense.
correct.
Okay.
Along with playing, a full offensive load like he had before.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. So for Jacksonville, like you said, they look better. We'll see if that translates to some more W's. Some W's as we move on here.
Let's do it.
But let's do it. The Rams,
Woo.
33-19 over Tennessee. Another one. All three of us got it right. Um, I think none of us had as big of a margin. 14 points. No, we didn't have big margins of victory for them, but we probably should have. Tennessee is obviously young, still learning, a ways to go. Cam Ward threw, 19 for 33, 175 yards. Pollard had a decent day rushing. Ridley finally started to get some yardage under him. But this is Cam Ward, and he's learning, and the Rams are not learning. They are very good, and Matthew Stafford so far is holding up with the back, and as
Yes.
long as he holds up with the back, my pick for them to go to the Super Bowl is still alive. And he threw for 298 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kyron Williams only ran for 66 yards, and Devontae Adams turned back the clock, 106 yards and a touch, and Puka still had 91. What else do you want to add for this game?
Well, here's the crazy thing about this game. You look at this score and it looks like, holy crap, the Rams just torched them. This was not a torch job. I happened to turn this game on right when, with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Craig, the Titans kicked a field goal to go up 16-13.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
And then, poof. Then the Rams said, "Okay, we have a really good offense. It's time to show it." And they just stepped on their necks, and that was the end of it. So yeah, this was an interesting game. It was closer than it looked, sort of, but not really in the end. So it was a fascinating game. They showed their youth. Only other thing I want to say about this that you didn't cover already, because the Rams were great in the end. Tony Pollard, man. Tony Pollard is a real deal bell cow in the NFL, and I never thought I would say that. I always thought he was going to be like a
a guy who shares the ball, yeah.
exactly. But this dude is a workhorse, and I can't believe it.
The
And
thing
he's
is,
doing it for a crappy team, and he's putting up
yeah,
good numbers.
at his size though, it's one of those things where NFL stands for not for long. He's gonna have like another 3 years, and then he's gonna be done.
No doubt. But even other than the rarest of rare, that happens to guys of any size.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, people have been doubting him for years now, and coming off that leg injury, I understood it, but boy, he's been great for the Titans 2 years in a row under two different coaches, under two different systems, and two different quarterbacks. The dude's a player.
yep. Tennessee did have 10 penalties to 4 for the Rams.
Okay,
Uh, but the Rams, you know what is most important and impressive to me is I think I underrated their defense. Their defense is really good. I
um,
was
yeah, go ahead,
they're
go ahead.
I had the rankings. I don't know where the hell they are now. But as far as just their defense in general, I just was not considering them to be elite, and I don't know if they're really elite, but they're really good. I was listening to somebody, I think it was on CBS, one of the talk shows or whatever, talking about how good their defense is, and it's surprising, and like they are one of the best defenses in the league as of right now.
It's interesting because I'm holding out judgment. I think they're good. I'm just not sure how good. The Texans' offense has been pretty bad so far this year, and they held them to 9 points to their credit. Good team though, so I give him credit for that. I give him more credit for that than holding the Titans to what was it, 16 or 19? 16. Dang it, I just lost
Right.
my because the Denver Broncos who's we all thought were a top three defense in football just got torched by a team this week that we'll get to soon. And they only gave up 12 points to the Titans. So the Rams gave up 19 points to a really bad team. So I'm not ready to anoint them anything yet.
Right. Yep. Yep.
But
Let's
you might
see
be
here.
right. I'm just not sure yet.
I'm just checking real quick. Bear with me for 1 second here. Well, for yardage allowed, I mean, not that again, it's 2 games, but they're fourth,
Yeah, and again, one of those games is against a bottom five team in the league. So, and the other
and
team,
they're also tied for second for in sacks.
yeah, now that's impressive.
Right. So we'll see. I was considering them to be not bad, probably more like a top 12 defense in that range, something like that. And it
Mm-hmm.
seems like maybe I was a little underestimating them so far, but apparently it's a surprise to some, but not to everybody. Some people had them pretty high already, and I didn't realize.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I'm curious to see where it pans out throughout the season.
Yep.
I think
But
they're
I'm just
good.
saying
I'm
with
not
that,
sure if they're great.
yeah, but if that offense is as good as we think it is, and Stafford can stay healthy, and if that defense is surprisingly good to us, then look out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
Because we know the coaching's in place.
mm, no doubt about that. Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of coaching, did you see that?
He broke his leg, right, or broke
He,
his
he tore his
tore his
plantar
Achilles.
fascia.
So is he going to be on the sidelines or is he going to be up in the booth?
Knowing that guy, he'll be on the sidelines one way or the other, but he just won't be running around like a maniac like he usually does. McVay. I stink at names that came to me. There it is.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's move on to another game where the court there's no where well, I mean this is already happened, but San Francisco New Orleans, San Francisco wins 26-21 with Mac Jones. But I mean, it's another starting quarterback not playing for his team. He's going to be out for a little bit more. It looks like
Yeah.
um, Brock Purdy is out, and we got this one right. We all picked San Francisco, mostly because not because we believe in San Francisco now with Mac Jones, but just because we don't believe in New Orleans, and they made it close, 26-21.
Yeah, the noteworthy thing in this game is not that Alvin Kamara had a very good game, which he did, because we all know how good Alvin Kamara is. I mean, he just keeps putting up numbers year after year after year. But look at Spencer Rattler's numbers: 25 of 34 for 207 and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah, pretty good.
That is stunning to me because I was not a Rattler guy at all, and you know they might win a couple games if he can keep playing like that.
Absolutely. Mac Jones not bad too though.
Matt Jones was
26 for
excellent. Yeah.
25 for 39, 279, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And McCaffrey had another one of those days where he sneaks up on you. Oh, 13 carries for 55 yards, no touchdowns. That's a ho hum day. Oh, wait, he caught 6 balls for another 52 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, man. Yep, absolutely. Yep,
He
Jawan
gets you
Jennings.
one way or another.
Yeah, you can't stop McCaffrey, man. You really can't. He's just an absolute monster. One way or the other, like you said, just like who is that? Pat Benatar?
Yeah.
No, or Blondie. No, it's Blondie. One way or another,
Get you,
he's going to
get you,
get you,
get you,
get you,
get
get
you.
you.
Yeah,
Nice.
if you hold him on the ground, he's going to kill you through the air. And if you really, every time they drop back and you really focus on him in the air, he's going to run all over you.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, no, and Mac Jones was outstanding. I mean, he was outstanding. So and now it was a bad team, but you can't ask for any more out of Mac Jones. So they're going to need him for it sounds like at least another week or two, maybe longer. So let's see if he can keep it going. But that was a heck of a first start in his backup position.
Absolutely, totally agree there. Um, Olave had a decent day. Um, Penalties were not a factor here, so I'll go get out of that. Yeah, good day. Juwan Jennings, I think you mentioned already, 89 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
And
great game.
Pearsall, 56 too. Okay, so we'll see what the future holds. New Orleans, of course, we were very down on, but we'll see what happens with Rattler if he's going to play like that. Maybe they'll get another couple wins that we're not expecting. I don't expect pick them in any game this year.
Yeah, I mean, I would, maybe now I'm inching towards doing it maybe a little more because of what Rattler did this week, but it's still going to be a very surprising thing to pick them. It would have to be a home game against somebody like the Titans or I can't think the Browns, somebody like that. And without their
They
schedule
have
in
the
front,
Giants coming up.
and I have to reevaluate. I have to wait. Now, my thoughts of the Giants are on hold after last week.
Right, right. Yeah, if that offense shows up, then they're gonna be New Orleans.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to make of the Giants after last week because they looked awful in week one and they looked great in week two. So let's see. By the way, I meant to mention when we were talking about the Giants, Abdul Carter being the next Lawrence Taylor is currently on hold. Dak
Yes, it
Prescott,
is.
he dropped back he dropped back 52 times in that game and he was silent. One tackle the whole game. No pressures, no hurries, no nothing.
Yeah, yep. Um, yeah, yeah. And also, Dallas signed Tyler Smith, extended him, which is really good for them.
And a rare Dallas move doing it ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and they got to just sign Aubrey now too. I would just sign him.
Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna, and they have never paid their special teamers, so that's gonna break the mold for them to do it. And but there's never been a more obvious situation to do it in the history of the NFL. That's a kicker you cannot let go.
Absolutely not. He's a difference maker.
He is. He's the best kicker I've ever seen, and it's not even close. I would rather
Yeah,
have him than
that's
any
what's.
kicker in the history of the NFL.
I mean, that's what's crazy is I'm hearing some of that from people as well, and out of nowhere, just I don't know. It's weird that coming into the year, everybody thought he was really good, probably the best kicker in the league, and after 2 weeks, now I'm hearing best kicker of all time.
Yeah, listen, I
Like,
thought that before coming into this year. This guy's blown me away since the day he walked into the NFL at 28 years old or whatever he was when he made
well,
his
yeah, he was a
debut.
soccer player.
Yeah, man, it's freaking bonkers. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Because Mike Francesa, I'm sure you know,
Oh yeah.
um, was going over the game, and he said it too. He's like, "This guy is literally the best kicker I've ever seen, and the best kicker in the history of this league."
Yeah, man. I mean, he's got to do it for a few more years to go down as the all-time great, but I've never seen anything like this. Never.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is bonkers, like you said.
It is.
Okay, enough gushing over Brandon Aubrey. I could do it all day.
Love it.
Um, okay. New England over Miami. We all got this one right as well because Miami's a train wreck, but not as much of a train wreck as we thought maybe. 33-27, a high scoring game. We all had it on the lower side. I mean, Joe had 27-17, but still that's not 33-27. And me and you both had lower scores. I
No
had the
doubt.
lowest. But we all picked New England, so we were right on that. Miami, are they as bad as we've been thinking? Are they a little better than we were giving them credit for? What do you think?
I don't know, man, because I'm still not sure how good the Patriots are. I don't know that they're that good. So the fact that they hung within a score of the Patriots doesn't mean a lot to me yet. Um,
They
you
were
know the
home too, though.
yeah, correct, and the Patriots got smoked by a Raiders team that got destroyed in week two. So I don't know where they stand. So I'm not sure. I still think they're pretty bad. I don't know that they're in there with the Titans and the Browns and the Saints and whoever else you want to lump in that category. Um, but I think they might just be a notch above. But I don't know. I'm really not sure yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up anywhere between 4 and 7 wins still at this point. But I'm closer to 4 than 7.
Yeah, Miami could not run the ball. They ran. They ran the ball only 15 times for 61 yards.
Yeah,
But
no, you're
Tyreek Hill had 129 yards and 100 is that 129 or 109. I can't remember.
who are we
Oh,
talking
it's
about?
109. Tyreek Hill 109.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Tyreek can still play. You know, he's got all kinds of issues, but on and off the field. I mean, when you're that good of a player and you're not voted one of like teams vote for like 11 team captains anymore, and he wasn't one of them.
Yeah, I know.
It tells you a lot. Now,
Yep.
Achan, by the way, has become McCaffrey light in a sense because you cannot stop him. 11 carries for 30 yards sounds awful, but he had 8 receptions for 92 yards and a touchdown.
Yep, he got him through the air.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle also had a decent day, has had a touchdown as well. And listen, Tua can still throw the ball. I mean, 26 for 32, that's pretty damn accurate. 315 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the one pick. But, I mean, that's not a terrible game out of Tua. And if this is the kind of offense we're going to see, they're probably a notch above those really, really bad bottom feeders. I still don't think they're very good, but they might be a little bit. I mean, I was thinking they were in there with those bottom feeders, with the New Orleans
I
and the
was too.
Cleveland. I don't. I'm thinking they're probably a little above them.
Yeah, I think they're the what did we had the whole thing about the muck a couple last year or the season before, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think the muck was the low end if I remember right. I think they're in like Middle Earth. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yep.
Lower Middle Earth.
Um, and the Patriots are probably a little above them, but not much. Um, Drake May. At least he didn't throw any interceptions. And he threw 2 touchdowns, 230 yards.
Yeah, he was
I
solid,
mean,
man.
19 for 23 is pretty damn good.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they were playing, there was times where they were playing with a lead throughout the course of this game that they were kind of going into a little bit of conservative mode and running the ball a little more. So it was, and he ran 10 times for 31 yards and a touchdown. So it was a pretty good game. I mean, he's not blowing anybody away like Russell Wilson and Dak or whoever else had big games this week, but it was a very solid game. Very encouraging. The surprising thing to me was Travion Henderson only got 3 carries. I don't think he got hurt. Ramondre Stevenson with that big contract, I knew that was going to be an issue, and he played well, so he justified it this week. And he had 5 catches for 88 yards. So my Travion Henderson coming out party is going to have to wait.
Yeah, everybody was assuming Travion Anderson was going to take that job, but Stevenson still has it. He is
I knew he was
clearly the
going to.
number one.
Yeah, I knew he was going to keep getting carries just because of the contract, and he's been good in the past. It's not just the contract. It was a question of whether he could hold on to it, and he did. He did for sure. You couldn't ask much more out of him this week with the carries, the amount of touches he got.
A lot of mistakes in this game. 12 penalties for the Pats and 10 penalties for Miami.
Wow, wow. And I have to let me check one thing real quick. I have to make a slight mea culpa, although it's a little too early to say for sure. But Milton Williams, who I said would not be nearly the player he is outside of Philly, had 2 sacks in this game.
Oh yeah, yes.
So we'll see if that continues in any shape or form. But it looks good early for the big money they gave him.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's move on if you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Seattle 31-17 over Pittsburgh. We all bought the Pittsburgh hype. We were all wrong. We all picked Pittsburgh and
Freaking
they
Pittsburgh.
looked terrible.
Yeah, they looked. I mean, and the crazy thing is, this thing was seven. I think it was 17-17 in the third quarter, or what was it? No, 14-14 in the third quarter, and then the Seahawks just plowed them, absolutely plowed them. Rodgers didn't play well. The defense. I don't know what's going on with this Pittsburgh D. That's usually really good. The key with Pittsburgh the last 5 years is if T.J. Watt is healthy, their defense is borderline, if not top five. They're not even they're bottom. They're close to bottom five this year. Through 2 weeks, they've given up like 60 points.
Yep. Rodgers, yeah, like you said, 203, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 18 of 33.
It's bad, bad.
Jalen Warren was very good. 14 carries for 48 yards, 4 receptions for 86 yards. But that's it. Fryermuth hasn't done anything. Jonnu Smith really hasn't done anything. Even Metcalf, he had the touchdown, but he got 20 yards receiving.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
They
just
just
all
got
bad all
stoned.
around.
Yeah, they just got brutalized. And listen, Darnold had 2 picks, and they still won by 14 points. He at least looked. Take the picks away, which you can't really do. But if you take the picks away, it looks a lot better than week one. At least he was, semi efficient and good yards per attempt. But the 2 picks are bad. Kenneth Walker looked awesome, which is huge because I wasn't sure he was ever going to be right after that neck injury that's been dogging him for a couple years now, and he looked really good. Charbonnet was awful. 15 carries for 10 yards. So Walker being good was big.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully they just give him the job now because in week one it was more Charbonnet than Walker.
And Charbonnet, he looked good in week one, but not this week. And by the way, Methuselah lives. Cooper Kupp looked good. 7 catches for 90 yards.
Yep, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
He's a monster.
Wow. Yeah, 8 catches, 103 yards. Um, Darnold, like you said, 295, 2 touchdowns.
The two
Not
picks is
bad
bad,
at all. The 2 picks is bad, absolutely.
but it's
But
but it's signs of growth after week one, even with that in my mind.
right, no penalties to speak of any impact. So yeah, the fact that this was in Pittsburgh and that was what we got out of them, I don't know. That is that doom and gloom for Pittsburgh now moving forward.
Here's my refrain with Pittsburgh. Who the hell knows? Every time I think I know what's up with Pittsburgh, I'm wrong. So whatever I pick with Pittsburgh, go the other way. It is crazy to try and figure this team out. They picked up Jalen Ramsey, and their defense is worse. And not only that, but they signed some good players in the offseason. They had one of the more aggressive off seasons they've ever had in Pittsburgh. And I thought for sure I didn't know about the offense because Aaron Rodgers and their running backs are not super impressive. I mean, Jalen Warren, I maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I put him in the category everybody had put Tony Pollard in for years, and where he couldn't be a bell cow, and I still don't think he can, but maybe I'll be wrong. So their running backs don't overwhelm me at all. But I thought the DK Metcalf addition would be big, but the defense I thought would be outstanding this year, if as long as TJ Watt was healthy and these new additions made the impact I thought they would. It's been not just not been outstanding, it's been awful, and I don't get it.
Right, but maybe it's one of those things where they're just still finding themselves and getting acclimated to the new,
It
the new
totally
players for the new team.
That could be it. And listen, the Steelers, one thing you can almost always count on with the Steelers is they have very good defenses under Mike Tomlin. So, especially when TJ Watt is healthy, and he's been healthy. So, I don't know, man. Let's see what happens here. The Steelers are impossible to figure out for me.
Right, I believe in the coaching and like you said, Mike Tomlin with the defenses. So I think it will get better as we go,
It
and
has to.
it might just be one of those situations where they just need some time.
I agree with you. It has to. They're not going to give up 30 plus points a game all season. There's no way.
Right. Okay, let's move on to another game we all got wrong. Colts over Broncos 29-28. What is going on with the Colts? Oh
Danny
my God.
Dimes. The renaissance of Danny Dimes continues. He did it against a team that everybody thinks is a top. At the least, everybody thought the Broncos was a top five defense coming into this year. Some people thought they were the best defense in football, and he torched them. 23 of 34 for 316 and a touchdown. Ran for a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 25 for 165 yards against the Broncos D. Are you kidding me?
Tyler Warren 79 yards. Pierce
Welcome to the NFL,
68.
Tyler
I
Warren.
I mean just right down the line everybody had a good day. Um really distributed the ball well. 4 catches, 6 catches, 2 catches, 4 catches, yeah, just really just played really, really well. Danny Dimes. My
Amazing.
goodness.
I can't believe it, Craig. I cannot believe it. I thought he was probably better than he showed in New York because it was such a bad time to be playing in that organization. You had to, everybody's a little better than they showed when they were there, but not this good. No way. Torch the Broncos good? No way. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. By the way, Jonathan Taylor also had 2 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. He had 215 yards and a touchdown.
Oh my God. They overcame 11 penalties as well. They had 11
Wow.
penalties. I mean, Denver had 8 penalties and actually more yardage against them penalized. But either way, so the penalties were a factor in this one for sure. Um, but Bo Nix, he had 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. He didn't throw for a ton of yards, 206. He had some support with the running game. I mean, Dobbins had 76 yards on 5 yards, over 5 yards of carry.
Yeah.
Um, Franklin out of nowhere, 89 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And RJ Harvey has kind of not really been a factor.
He had a really good week one, not a really
Right.
bad week two.
That's true. He did have a good week one. But
Yeah.
yeah, week two, he was like non existent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there something
And
going on with Bo Nix as well for his health?
not that I know of. Let me look that
Oh,
up. I
okay.
didn't catch that. If you're right, you could be right. I just didn't catch it.
But
Jury.
either way, Bo,
I'm not
maybe
seeing
it is
anything.
okay. Maybe it is a little bit of a sophomore slump for him. And I said that was a possibility, but I thought their defense was so good that they would be able to overcome it. And right up until the end, I thought they did. And then right,
Absolutely. It's absolutely. I mean, just the Colts are the biggest stunner in the league, arguably on the positive side so far. I'm blown away by the fact that they're 2-0 and the way they've done it.
I mean, with the quarterback.
Yeah. Danny Dimes, are you kidding me? I mean, this is incredible. This is nothing short of astonishing.
Wow. So they're 2-0. Denver's 1-1. I don't. We got to see. This is still early. These teams. Well, we could have totally different feels and thoughts on these teams as the season goes on. But right now, I don't know what to make of Denver. I don't know if Bo Nix is having the sophomore slump, and I guess you got to believe in Indianapolis at least for right now. They're
I
playing
mean,
really well.
they just beat a team every one of us put in the playoffs. So yeah, I gotta believe for now. Until further emerges, I am a Colts believer.
Yep. All right. Oh, by the way, the Seattle game with Pittsburgh, I actually picked that as my upset. I picked Pittsburgh.
Oh
We got it all. We all got it wrong, and that was my upset pick.
yeah, good one, man. Good one.
Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Arizona and Carolina. Arizona wins 27-22. We all got this one right. Um, wow. Carolina actually made this a little bit more of a game, but he made the Cardinal mistake. No pun intended of Bryce Young throwing 55 times.
Yeah, and he had to because this game, talk about games that aren't as close as they look. The Cardinals were up 27-3 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, yeah. But they ran the ball for 49 yards total.
Yeah, and listen,
Two,
this was just one of those games where there was no reason for them to run the ball because they were down mega points
well,
early
even
and
when they did, they
often.
couldn't do it. It was 19 carries for 49 yards. That's 2.6 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's brutal, brutal. Yeah, man,
Uh,
bad.
Ted McMillan, though, he looks like he's a keeper. He's the real deal. 100 yards on 6 catches.
Yeah, welcome back to the
Wow.
NFL, Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, the ghost of Hunter Renfro, 2 touchdowns.
How about that?
And Chuba Hubbard with a touchdown as well through the air.
Yeah, he made up for
Bryce
his
Young
bad day
had
on the ground.
three. Yeah, he Bryce Young had 3 touchdowns, but he had and in 1 pick, but he threw the ball 55 times to get over 300 yards, 328. But that's just too many, and we know what. that spells. That's doom and gloom right there when you throw the ball that much.
Yeah, well, and again, they had to. I mean, that was all garbage time stats. That means almost nothing. It really does.
Yep. And the Cardinals kind of just took care of business here. They were the home team. We all picked it, like I said. Kyler Murray just
Their
did enough, but not nothing crazy.
their
Same
stats are
thing.
wildly unimpressive, Craig, for a team that won.
Yeah, McBride, 78 yards on 6 catches. James Conner, 11 carry. What's going on? It seems like nobody's rushing the ball that well. We saw a few. We saw a few teams, obviously, but here's another team. 22 carries, 82 yards. There was not a lot of running in this game, and there's not a lot of yardage being made in a lot of these games that I'm noticing.
Yeah, there it's early. It's basically still the preseason. You know, things will settle in eventually. But I'm with you. By the way, one of the first touchdown for the Cardinals was on a fumble return for a touchdown by Zaven Collins. So this was one of the reasons the Cardinals, even though they put up 27 points, don't have very impressive stats. Is because seven of the points came from defense.
Also, they were penalized 12 times
Woo!
for 96 yards.
Dang.
And Panthers 7 times for 80 yards. So I mean, all that all
By the
that
way,
adds up to a 27-22 victory. What's up?
the 39-year-old Calais Campbell had 2 sacks. This guy's
He's,
unbelievable.
he's like your favorite player.
I'm telling you, I wish the Eagles had signed him. I don't know why, like people just, he ends up, I mean, he's just a beast. He has 10 tackles, 3 assists, and 2 sacks through 2 weeks at 39 years old.
Wow.
He's better than Abdul Carter, who everybody thought was the second coming of whatever at this point in their careers, which is insane. Right.